Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. And today I'm going to be talking about Colonel Harlan Sanders. I just read a book about him, very interesting story. A lot of people think he was a fictitious character on the product of Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. They thought his picture was put on there just mainly, I guess, to sell the product. Well, he was a real person. He was born in Kentucky on a farm in 1890. Father died when he was about 5 years old. Oldest of three children. He baked his first loaf of bread when he was about 10. Then he got his first job clearing land on a farm, and he was about 10 years old when he did that. And he said that he didn't clear enough land and was fired. He said he got interested in the butterflies, the other wildlife, and just got distracted. He only cleared maybe half an acre, and the man didn't feel that was enough for a man to do, or even a 10-year-old boy to do. So he fired him, and he took the $2 back to his mother and told him he'd been fired, and she gave him a lecture like, "What am I going to do with you? You're oldest of my children. You don't have a father, and I have you to depend on. What are you ever going to amount to?" And he said from that day, if I ever got another job, I would be successful in whatever I did. I would give it my best. And he did all kinds of various things. He was a fireman for trains. It meant basically firing up the trains, throwing the coal in, loading the coal, keeping the train going. He sold insurance, sold tires. He took some correspondence courses, studied law. He did a little bit of work as a lawyer for a little while, and did various things. Finally, he retired at 65 and received his first Social Security check. And he looked at that amount and is like, "What? How am I going to live on that?" And he bought a deep fryer and started going around. He came up with the recipe for the chicken. He finally came up with the right combination of the 11 herbs and spices for his original recipe. And he went around to thousands of restaurants trying to get them to sell his product. He wanted 1% of the revenue if they were willing to sell his chicken. I think he got one to agree, and then it took off. And he founded Kentucky Fried Chicken, and outlets opened all over the place, all over the United States, Canada. When it expanded into England, and then at age 75, about 10 years later, he sold the company for a little over $2 million, I believe, or close to $2 million, and remained a spokesperson for KFC. He would go around to stores, checking out, making sure that they were making the chicken the way he wanted it made, and they kept expanding to other countries, and he traveled the world, and he lived all the way up to the age of 90, quite a long time. He finally died of leukemia, but he lived a long time. He's hoping to live to 100, but didn't quite make it to that age. But very interesting story of Colonel Harlan Sanders. And I've seen videos where he made an appearance on the show What's My Line, appearance on the show I've Got a Secret, Tennessee Ernie Ford show, other shows, I believe the 700 Club, other shows as well, and very interesting story of him. And so, yes, he was real, and you can go on YouTube and Google him and find video footage of him. Very eloquent speaker. And like I said, I'm looking for ideas on shows to do in the future. Shows about preserving history, especially obscure aspects of history. If it's feasible, I will research it and base a show on it. That being said, like, subscribe, share. As always, thanks for watching.